All right, all right, all right. Here we are, my friends. Episode 29. Third time Pwncast guest,
Yeah.
Jaseowns. That's right. He was on the very first one, episode 0, in a bar. It was a live one. He got kissed by a stranger. And
Yeah. Potentially licked, but yeah.
yeah, yeah, man. Jace, man, tell us about yourself for the third time.
Yeah. Hey, everyone who, if you don't know me, I'm Jaseowns. I have loved UO since I've been a child, a 12-year-old little me. I actually looked and saw when my account started on live, and it was December 25th of 1997. So
Wow.
it was a Christmas gift. And I was curious of when I actually got it because I knew it came out in September, but I was wondering when we actually started it. And so lucky my account, has that creation date there. So confirmed I got it for Christmas. Probably the happiest day of my life. And then the second happiest day is when we got a new computer and I learned that animation, there's actually animation to that box opening. That was my second highlight of my childhood.
Because your computer was so slow, it was just closed to open,
Close,
right?
close to open. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I didn't
yeah,
even know. And then the moment we loaded that up there and it just opened up, I was like, puberty.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I can relate. I played on Beltane's computer growing up, and dude, we were just it was a whole different game when I got my own computer, and it was I think it was a four, no, it was a, I don't know, man, but it was fast enough to like play the game how it was supposed to be played, and I got cable internet versus his whatever it was in terrible internet. I don't know the kilobytes or whatever, but it was definitely kilobytes,
Yeah.
and yeah, I went from riding a horse and being slower than a normal person walking to being faster than him while I was running, and I was like,
Speed hacking, like
yeah,
yeah, when we switched from dial up to cable or DSL or whatever it was
yeah,
crazy how amazing that was.
yeah,
And then what you took it, like what we take for granted, right? It's like some of the times we're trying to like relive like that olden days, right? Like the people always saying what server's the best, which one would we play? Hey, I played back in the day, like what am I looking for?
yeah,
And we're never really going to capture that initial magic of like dial up and not knowing the game and like
yeah,
talking to each other and having to be on the same screen, right?
yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, yeah. Do you remember when they introduced, not necessarily when they introduced party chat, but when there was party chat? And I can remember because me and Beltane, we'd always be trying to scam somebody, right? And it always had a lot of like we are hiding because we always had the skill hiding, and we're like somewhere we're not supposed to be, or we're having a conversation while we're trying to do one over on this other guy, and you type party chat, so you have like a slash or something. I don't remember how it started, but the problem would be is that sometimes I would have hidden a key before that, and so the slash would activate in the regular say
Yep.
versus the party chat, and so I'd be like, period slash, because maybe period was my hiding key. I don't know, but period slash. Hey, as soon as he does this, drop on my call, and and then
Yeah,
it would
you
come
actually say
above
it to
my
the people.
head, yeah, and then
Nice.
we'd
Yeah.
like either get out of hiding or just say the wrong thing out loud, and they'd be like, what? And I'd be like, fuck. And so we just like all right, kill him or whatever, and like the
Yeah.
whole whatever was completely ruined at that
Yeah.
point. But yeah, man,
Sneaky.
talking in the
Yeah.
game, dude.
Yeah, like
um
something as simple, like again, because that was new, right? I came from like Diablo, right? Diablo
yeah,
1 and BattleNet, and like you could talk to people like in chat boxes, but
yeah,
like I think the first time I ever again got into UO and you could say hello and it popped over your head, it's just amazing. And I'll
yeah,
never forget, I was running around in Minot or Vesper, I can't remember exactly where, but I ran over through someone and it says that little message like you shove someone out of the way, like perfectly rested, you shove someone out of the way. And I actually
yeah,
apologized to the person. I was like, sorry, because I didn't know like
yeah.
what that meant.
Yeah.
and they were like question mark, like
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It just said I shoved you out of the way. I was being
yeah,
polite, sir.
yeah. I was trying to be nice. And again, that was me first being on there, very nice. And then I
Yeah.
realized like, wait a minute, I'm on the internet and I'm anonymous and I could say and do whatever I want. That's when
Yeah.
my villain arc started, right? Because
Yeah. Yeah. And that was it, man. Like you the world of the unknown. I mean, you said it just a little bit ago. Like we didn't know everything. There wasn't a guide for you know everything. Like okay, my character creation. Like right now you go into the Outlands Discord, for instance, and somebody joins the Discord. They go, "Hey, new player here, sitting in character creation. Don't want to mess up my character. What should I do?" And before he can even type his, whatever next, you got 12 people with orange titles in their name that are saying, "Well, you need to do this, and then this, and then this, and this, and then exclamation must have," and you've got like this like well laid out from zero to hero for them.
yeah.
Or they find your channel or my channel or somebody's, and it's just like it's like they study the game before they play it, and that's how it is in games in general these days, which
Yeah.
I both love and hate people like
Yeah,
us.
it's funny. Yeah, because we are part of the problem, right? Like when you're a
Yes.
content creator, obviously you want to create things that people want to see and want to
Yeah.
click on, and new player guides are one of those things.
Yeah.
At the same time, getting in there and like just experience the game is something I think us old folk
Yeah.
missed from the olden days. Like hey,
Yeah.
just get in there, like make a character. I try to encourage people to do that, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't min max, so I'm one of those weirdos. Like I don't. Obviously, I want to win. I want to dominate. My name's Jaseowns, right? I should probably rebrand at this point. I'm no longer own. I just rent. Because I don't follow a lot of the min max guides, but I do try to have fun whenever I play. So, and I encourage people to do that too. If you mess up, you mess up. You can always try again. But then at the same time, we got responsibilities. We got lives.
Sure. Yeah.
We have every place to play.
Dude, I think some of the most fun I had was here recently when Path of Exile 2 came out, and I got a group of fellow Outlanders and others, and I was like, look, we're going to play Path of Exile 2. We're not going to look up anything. And we made like a little Discord thing in my channel that said PoE2 no guides, right?
Nice.
And it was to the point where, I mean, this was before it launched, and I was like, well, I think I'm going to be a sorcerer, but the gunner looks cool too, and
I got disconnected somehow.
is your internet effing up?
I don't know. It was only Discord.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I'm training a character. I'm training a character right now on Reborn. So
yeah, and it
he's
didn't
logged in. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. All right. Well, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So small technical difficulty, no issue. But we were playing Path of Exile 2. We made a Discord that was PoE2 no guides, and it was to the point of no guides where I was on the website looking at what classes do I want to be, a wizard, do I want to be a gunner, or whatever, and I was typing it in there, and are you kidding, does the reply thing in Discord to me, and he was like, why are you looking at the website? I thought we said we weren't looking anything up, and I was like,
called out.
touche, man, you're right. And we went into that, and I think some of the people that were in that group were looking stuff up. Maybe not, but whatever. They at least played it off like, hey, I found this really broken way to play this thing, and I'm just like, cool. You know what I mean? And
Wink.
yeah. But it was a blast because we really didn't look up anything, and we were trading. Like we would post screenshots of weapons in the Discord and be like, hey, is this helpful for you? You know what I mean? And like talking. Granted, the Discord and voice and all that definitely is not 1997. So there was that level to it. But the camaraderie and just the fun of like learning the game together, I think was Oh, it was a tremendous, like, it was a blast, man, for sure.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we should have those challenges more often, right? Just as a community, like
Yeah,
challenge each other to play like that. Like Primus was doing an Outlands series where he was just doing the self-found, like guild found,
yeah,
self-found, but as a guild. Like that was
yeah.
a cool concept. I enjoyed watching their progress. Yeah.
I did too, and I put him to the test. I put him to the test, right? So I run by him and crawl, and he's got his whole self-found guild there, and they're all in their mismatched boner armor, and like some of them aren't aspected, and all this stuff, and it was great, right? And I was like, oh, this is Primus self-found. Well, I'm gonna put these fuckers to the test, and so I made a check for 500K, and I threw it on the ground right in front of him. And I was like waiting for them to pick it up. No,
Nice.
they did not pick it up. And it sat there for a while before somebody from the off screen came running by, and then I swooped it back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nice.
I would have to go back to the stream and look, but I feel like I even put it in a trade window and tried to like give it to one of them, and they didn't take it. So
Nice. Yeah.
yeah, props to him, dude, because he held on.
Yeah, that's good. That's again like my zero to hero, like my little new character. I make a new character and I try to play it through like a noob, right? And I try
Yeah,
to not accept any help. It is hard sometimes because there's people that come by and be like, "Oh, I'll just give you an aspect like right now," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that sounds fantastic." So it's always hard as the content creator, just saying like, "Yeah, if you guys need something, just say you're new," because people will give you stuff.
yeah.
Like the community is pretty nice in regards to like wanting people to play. So that's always good. If you are new, just be sure to reach out and say, "Hey, I'm
Especially
new."
if you hit start streaming on OBS, you just say,
Yeah,
"I'm new,"
yeah,
and
that's your title. Yeah, that's the stream title.
maybe dress up like a girl too.
Yeah, that can or help. Can or hurt.
Yeah, depends on if you got a beard or not, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna go as a new person. Hey,
Yeah.
welcome to the stream. This is Jensen.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, dude, what's been going on since September? I looked it up. It was September last year when you were on last.
Yeah.
Tell me, man. What's going on?
Yeah, my life is crazy. I got laid off in November. So and it's a catch 22. I worked at Match.com for almost 20 years, and so I was ready for something new. I'm like, yeah, like I'm gonna take this opportunity and try to do streaming full time and try to do content creation full time and things like that and see how far I could get. And I was putting in over 40 hours of streaming each
Yeah.
week, all the way up until like December. And then the holidays hit and my schedule collapsed on itself, right?
Yeah.
And we had company and there was things that kept happening and happening. And then all of a sudden it's like February. And my daughter was having health problems, and it's like I have in my brain of what I want to do, and I'm like, okay, I have time to do it. Like, let's keep it going. Obviously we launched the UO Addicts website, which is like a social media platform for UO. Still lots to do on it, but at least I got it out there. That's good. The UO Razor Scripts website, same thing. We're up to like 900 plus scripts on there.
Yeah.
So that's still chugging away. Got the Jaseowns.com. We've been doing videos every Wednesday, except for this past Wednesday. I was out of town and I should have pre-scheduled one, but hey, sometimes I wait until Tuesday night to make a video. I probably shouldn't do that either. But anyway, it's been busy, and it's crazy when you don't have a job per se that you want to try to do things for yourself. And part of my problem is I want to recreate the wheel with everything I do, and it's hard for me to accept help or reuse things that I could probably just, instead of making my own stuff, just take. But like shared chat, for example, I wanted to turn shared chat into a product that I could sell. But after after Twitch launched their own shared chat related to streamers streaming together, and it's technically breaking terms of service, I didn't want to have to go through that legal loophole of like actually supporting monetization on that thing. So that's when I pivoted. I was like, okay, I'm just going to try to do something else. And so because I was using shared chat on your stream too, but Restream took over that. So way to go, Restream.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it was a service I was paying for, and it was just like, that's what, which honestly, man, Now I'm going to start streaming on TikTok actually as well. I
Oh,
hit that
cool.
threshold where it's going to allow me to go live on that too, and
Yeah.
it's. But there for a little bit, I was about to get rid of Restream just because OBS was saying, "Hey, you can stream on YouTube and Twitch now, right?"
Yeah.
Downside to that is it's a weird thing, right? So to my understanding, and you feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that with OBS, you're streaming to all the different platforms. It just allows you to do that. So your upload bandwidth is getting eaten up based on how many different platforms you stream to. With
Yeah.
Restream, I don't know how they do it, but they say that you're streaming to Restream and then they take care of the output to the other platforms.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that makes it easier on my part, and whatever. Maybe they have some massive giant fiber cable or something in there. That I don't know, man. I'm not the
Yeah.
network guy, but that's what they say. And so, I sometimes I have issues with the internet. I don't know why. I pay a lot of money for it. I shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
So you would think, but so that's that. And then of course the chat thing. I think yeah, it was a big initiative in just the streaming community in general because of Twitch finally allowing people to stream on multiple platforms, and every service decided they wanted to do something.
Correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's his name is escaping me, but he does like YouTube videos about streaming to multiple platforms, and he writes code related to like the
Okay,
Restream bot, or not Restream bot, but the Streamer bot or whatever. Have you seen that guy before?
maybe.
Um, but he got banned from Twitch for doing something, right? Like Twitch
Yeah,
didn't say why. But technically, when we show the chat from YouTube or you acknowledge the chat on YouTube, like you're not supposed to do that, right? Like
yeah,
that's breaking the Twitch terms of service. So
yeah,
uh, my product specifically was for breaking the terms of service, and that's kind of where I was like, all right, maybe I
yeah,
should focus on something else. Um,
yeah.
but Magic Happy Land, yeah, I actually finished that project, but that's another problem I might have is I like starting things. And I'm not so good at finishing them. I need to hone that in. But
So I mean, you honestly, man. I mean, you do a lot. Over the past year, especially, man. Since you got laid off, sorry, but also
yeah,
I think the Outlands, not just the Outlands community, the Ultima Online community, man, they're probably happy you got laid off. Like all the stuff you've done, honestly, is
yeah,
like super cool. You already talked about it, but UO Addicts is, dude, it's such a cool website. Where it's all things UO, right?
yeah,
And you can post templates on there from you just put in whatever server it's for. My favorite thing is, let's see, I wrote it down just a little bit ago. UO Addicts showed 172 different streamers in the past 30 days. That was as of this morning of like 9 a.m. Right? Dude, that's insane to me to think that, and that's not just 172 streams, that's 172 different people like me or you, plus 170 others that have streamed in the last 30 days. And
yeah.
I'm curious that in particular, like what that was like 5 years ago, because I can only think of like two or three people that were streaming 5 years ago, dude.
Yeah. So what's funny is, so again, going back to reinventing the wheel, like I have a little bot that like monitors the traffic, right? So
Yeah.
I'm constantly pinging to see who's in the category Ultima Online. That's what generates that list, right? So I'm keeping track of who's in there. And I need to look back and see when I started it, but I'm pretty sure I have like a year's worth of data. So I don't
Okay.
have like back history back. Technically, there's those like Twitch trackers and other, big websites that like track literally every streamer that I could potentially go back and like see the UO category and see like, who's done that. But
Yeah.
for my data specifically, it's really again reinventing the wheel. I'm logging whoever is streaming UO every 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And so one of my to-do lists is to put like a little histograph,
Okay.
how many per month in the past, whatever. Because a few
That's
months ago,
awesome.
like during the Sagas launch, we were up to like 200 and I think I think we capped out like 240 streamers in 30 days for the UO category. Yeah. So it would be cool to see that trend line and see like what correlates with that kind of stuff. So
yeah, and you know, just like that, like Saga's had tons of hype behind it for years, and they would send out little teasers, right? And so you know, it was a big thing when it launched, and you know, I would imagine also when New Legacy came out, you know, there was at least 5 new people streaming New Legacy. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. There's probably a lot more. Right? but
I mean, hey, that's pretty good.
But no, like, I mean, I just, you're right. That would be a really interesting thing to look at. And, you know, when Outlands does their next expansion, I'm sure it'll have a big old bump in people and whatever server's gonna, you know, dethrone Outlands or whoever, you know what I mean? Like, it's always that. So I'm excited for that. What other things can UO Addicts does it do now, and what will it do?
Yeah, so again, going back to my to-do list forever grows, right? Like as a developer, I actually, when I got into web development, it was early on, you know, I did my own little website in GeoCities as a 13-year-old trying to post pictures on the website of people I killed in the game. That's actually what got me interested in development. Yeah. And so over the course of that, when I finally got a job doing website development, I actually got approached like, do I want to continue to work on a website, or would I like to do like product work and marketing? Okay. And I was like, well, I think I should probably do like product work, because if you build a website, you're going to like work yourself out of a job, right? Like eventually your website's done and then you're not going to need me anymore. And I thought, oh, marketing, you're always going to want to like do a sale or do a flyer or whatever. And the problem is I don't have a designer. I don't have a designer brain, right? And so I chose marketing, and I created flyers for like what I was working on. And the lady told me, she's like, I think you should stick with like the website stuff. And I was like, that's a good idea. Yeah, thanks. Okay, cool. And so ever since then, I've really been chasing the dream of finishing a site, right? There's always something to do, no matter what. There's always a change. There's always some new thing that happens, or like a new internet comes out, a new browser comes out, a phone. Like I was working on websites before phones were a thing. And so you really only cared about like desktop computers, right? And like that was it. And then there was Internet Explorer. And then all of a sudden there's like a Firefox browser. What the hell's that? And Opera, and like all these different things. So you're always kind of chasing something to do. That's not even related to just enhancing your product, but really just supporting all the ways people can look at your stuff. And so even now with phones, right? Like my websites, unfortunately I'm a computer guy, so I'm always on the computer. So the phone is always a second thought for me. So even now, if you guys look at my websites on phones, I'm sorry, it's on my to-do list to fix. But there's always something to improve and add. So on that note, on the UO Addicts website, there is a dev like backlog. And I really do want to turn it into like not necessarily misconnections, but I envision a system where no matter when you played, I want you to be able to try to connect with people from the past, right? And I really want to get that there before we all start dying, because I feel like, not to be grim or anything, but I have seen a lot of posts of like prominent people in the game passing away, right? I would like to allow people to have a place to kind of post that kind of thing where, you know, in memory of or in search of, or I do want to like bring the community together more so than just like a Facebook group, right? And I'm terrible at social media. Like I wish I was better at being involved in all these different ways you can talk to people, right? There's like Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff.
It gets overwhelming, man. There's a lot out there right now.
Yeah. And so for UO specifically, going back to like, I just want to focus it in on, if you are interested in UO content, like UO Addicts is where I want it to be. Now the only the funny thing / bad thing is UO Addicts might not be the best brand name, right? Because if you search UO Addicts, it will come up with like, do you have a problem? Do you need help? And it's like, maybe I do every time I'm searching my site. Maybe I do need help. Like, what am I doing here? So
I mean, it's been this long. Just keep it, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So
that's
anyway.
good.
Yeah, it's the end game for that is really to be a not only for the game but like for the players themselves, just
Sure.
a place to connect and find other like-minded
A hub
nerds
for
like
all
you.
things UO. A hub for all things
Correct.
UO. Yeah, and I think it's cool, man. And I even noticed that on UO Razor scripts, it integrates some of the information that you may want to find when you're looking at scripts, and it'll say like powered by UO addicts, right? And
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. Man, I saw the hues. Is that where it has the different hues and the hue number it is too?
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the
Yeah,
questions that I got asked quite a bit, like when I was doing like just Razor scripts in general, is like, how do you
yeah,
change the color, or like how do I look up this color? And so I wrote something to grab all the colors, like the default colors.
yeah.
Now Outlands is different, right? There's obviously a bunch
Sure.
of different hues than those hues.
Okay.
But at least if you're looking for, hey, how can I make a blue color? You can go on
Got it.
there and look up a blue. So
Yeah, yeah, dude. I mean, it's which you said something on there. Outlands is different, and that brings me to something I wanted to ask you a little bit about. Is you know since I mean, I guess pretty much since you've done it before, but I think especially since you kind of went you did go full time
yeah,
with your content creation. You started streaming more than just Outlands, and I mean more regularly, right? I mean,
yeah.
yes, you streamed Unchained, I think, like last year at some point, and maybe a few other games, but it was like here and there, and now, yeah, you're back to playing Outlands again mostly, but you've really made a point. I think I saw you on, UO Live, UO. Yeah, Unchained again. UO Sagas. I think you did play some new Legacy, right? I mean, you're really on them. Maybe I've missed a few. Tell me if I have. But can you kind of like were they all streamed? Are you playing some offline? And give us a little cliff notes of a few of them.
Yeah. So again, going back to I mentioned this before, but I'm one of the few UO players I feel like who will play multiple UOs, right? Like
Yeah,
I feel like you find a server you like, and then that's like you're gonna try to get everybody to join you in that. And
yeah,
I love that about UO. I want the community to grow. But I also want people to know that there's multiple ways to play and there's multiple flavors, right?
yeah, yeah,
And so just because some people like a certain server doesn't mean that the other servers are bad.
yeah.
And I say that out loud and I can already see the comments and they're like, nope, they suck.
It's such
So
tribalism that I would agree with you 100%, man. I mean, I only stream Outlands, right? But I agree with you 1,000%. Like I I always, if you notice, when I raid somebody that's outside of Outlands, I always will say like, hey, like we're gonna go over here, show them a good time. Don't berate them into playing Outlands. Like, just they're gonna show up if they want to. Like, don't.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be an if us versus them. It's just ridiculous. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. No, going back to like each server is different for a reason, right? Because there's an itch that people are trying to scratch. And depending on when you first played UO, you have a different itch. You know what I mean? Like I'm OG. I'm the 1997. How dare you go to sleep, computer? I'm the from the 1997 like dial-up, era, right? And
Yeah.
so if somebody started in 2003, that was a completely different expansion, different game,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I might look into UOR and be like, that's the jam, like that's what I want to play, and that's the only UO I want to play. Whereas again, somebody in 2003 is like, no, I want like AOS, like I want Age of Shadows, I want the itemization. I want these different things. Like that's the best UO. And then you have like I was like this. I wanted the OG map. Like I wanted to go to Moonglow. I wanted to go to Britain. I wanted to
Yeah.
like run on the server line. Like I want to know. I want to just explore what I had. And when Outlands came out, I was like, "There's no way I'm playing that. Like, no,
Yeah.
that's a custom thing. I'm not gonna do that." And I was like all adamant that I was never gonna play this server. Um, and then I was playing Angel Islands at the time. And again, Angel Islands was like my favorite one, and that was one with no mounts.
Yeah.
And same thing when I started there, I was like, this is stupid, no mounts. And then I realized that every time you got in an interaction with somebody, you were on the same like flat foot, and so I really enjoyed that actually, and it made it fun because when you run into somebody, you had to either fight or die.
Yeah, yeah,
And so it was kind of a different experience. And then I eventually played Outlands, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. My buddies were all playing, and they convinced me to play. And then I was like, I really didn't want to be a mage, but I don't want to have to take magery to get around. And I saw that they had camping, and like
yeah.
the camping actually did something. And I was like, what the hell? Camping actually is useful. And I used that to explore the game, and that's what made me fall in love with Outlands. Right? They revamped some skills that were never really useful. And it allowed me to travel around as an archer.
Yep.
And before you had to unlock the points in the book. And so I explored the whole map to unlock the book, right? And that's what got me in love with the game.
That's
and
actually
now
really cool. Yeah.
now you new players can just log in and instantly go wherever you want. Back in my day,
You sound like Amish. Amish throws a fit every time you bring up the codex because now you just level it whatever stance. But used to you had to be in crab stance if you wanted to level crab, and he'd get so mad.
Because he went through all that.
Yeah.
Amish was a warrior.
Yeah. He leveled all the codexes.
Yeah. So yeah, it goes back to that. It's a what I play offline. I don't really play UO offline. I play other games offline majority. Like auto shooters, idle games. Like those are kind of my jam. Obviously I'm addicted to UO, so I will like train my characters. Like right now I'm playing Reborn. I have my character training on Reborn. They just relaunched, and Reborn's Unchained.
Unchained is Reborn.
Unchained Reborn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a spicy move, like I hope it works out for them.
Man, I think it could. Okay, I'm gonna take Final Fantasy 14 for example. Okay, they came out, they launched, and it did okay, and then it just kind of did whatever, and then they acted like a meteorite came and destroyed the world, and they repopulated with a different. It was the same game, but they quote unquote learned from their mistakes, and Final Fantasy 14 is vastly more popular now than it would have been had it just continued that trajectory. So I read the thing from Unchained / Reborn, and that's kind of what it sounds like. They were like, look, I made some mistakes, I learned from them, I think I'm going to do this and this differently, and I'm going to change this. And I don't know, I didn't play it. I did watch you play it. I watched Barely There play it. More Crazy, a couple other people play on there a little bit. It looks pretty cool, honestly, but I don't know about Reborn. I haven't watched it. I wish he would have spent more time marketing that he was doing that.
Yeah.
I think
okay, so going back to like what you mentioned with Sagas, there was a lot of hype about Sagas because it was a long like process, you know what I mean? Like I heard about it 2 years ago, and I was gonna like log into the beta, but they had weird installation instructions, and I was like, I'm not gonna like jump through a bunch of hoops to like install a game, like I'm one of those people that just let me click it,
yeah click the launcher, hit play, let it patch, and I'm going in, man. That's like what I want.
When there's a server that you have to like change settings and like allow things, I'm like, I'm not gonna play it. Like I don't want to have to do that. But with Reborn, I was kind of hoping they would do a later on release, and he had on the website that it was going to be 8:30, but it changed to 8:2, and so it actually launched 2 days ago. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like that's where it should have been like a hypey build up.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not a server owner or anything. I could understand the angst of people like trying to get in, So
but let them have angst, man. Let them have it.
Yeah.
I will stand on this to the 100th degree that Sagas did their marketing for that right. They really did. I heard about stuff from Sagas like 2 years in advance or something like that. And and it started out with like teasers like this is a lockpicking in Sagas. And this
I
is,
saw that on Reddit a long time ago.
And this is the town of I don't know. And it was like and they would just put out a few teasers here and there. You know what I mean? And until, you know, closer to the end, and then they started really going at it. But here and now, man, it's the biggest reason, and I'm not saying that Reborn is going to fail because of this, okay? I'm not saying that at all. But I know without a doubt the biggest reason Ultima Online servers fail and have like fucking 5 to 10, 25 people on their server on the day of launch is because they make a Reddit post of like, hey, I'm going to make UO the way it was meant to be, or it was supposed to be, or how it was at the Golden Age. And that's like their advertisement, like is on a Reddit post where I'm not joking, man. Probably 90% of the people that are in the Ultima Online Reddit community are inactive people that just found out that UO had a Reddit and they clicked join community, read a few things, and have never been back, man. And Reddit is a great marketing tool for Ultima Online, but it's not the end of it. Like, make a freaking campaign and make some videos. Pay people to do videos. Not me. I mean, like a real marketing team. Like, you know, and like make it, get some hype around it. And I promise that some of those servers would do way better versus a single Reddit post tugging at nostalgia strings. It's
It's funny you mentioned that too, because I constantly get asked about other, like, can I get my server added to your list? And like, there's servers I've never even heard about, right? And like, how can we get more info about servers that are out there, right? And going back to like UO Addicts, like that's what I would like this hub to be. Like if you're going to be launching a server or want to launch a server, like that might be an area where I would like to highlight, like here's something that's upcoming, here's something that's going to launch, here's something that launched recently that's got some surge, you know? So yeah, because there's a lot to do outside of just picking the right game, you know, like right portion of UO to play. It's getting people aware of it and why they might want to play. And going back to like Fel, there was another server that on Reddit just recently. I don't remember the name of the server, but he was like, I'm doing like a Fel server. And there was people in the comments on Reddit being like, no, I only want Trammel. Like I don't want a Fel server. And it's, to me, it's funny because I don't care, you know, like if you have a little bit of Trammel, that's fine by me. If you have a little Fel, I'm also okay with dying sometimes. So it is just, there's something for everybody. It's just making sure they know that you know, it's available to them. So
that's it, man. I think they're just so muddied, and there's like you have the top 100 free UO server websites that have thousands and thousands of malware bugs all over it when you click. You know what I'm talking about? The free server list and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. And like I used to search those all the time, man, and it'd be like players in this month, players out this month. And it's like players in 10,000, players out 200. You log in, no one's there. And you're like, what?
This seems wrong.
Yeah. Like they don't work. They're I don't know how those sites, those ones work. Yours, I would imagine, would have a lot more integrity. Don't put the player numbers on there. That's the big thing. Because
so what's funny, I get asked that a lot, right? Like because there are ways with the open source of UO, there's like packets or a port that's open on those projects where you can see like how many people have logged in. And that's where those numbers come from. The problem is you can either turn that on or off, and you can also flub it, right? And so it's hard to know, like, is that real numbers? Is that not real numbers? And so on UO Addicts, I was like, all right, I'm not going to show like actual player numbers. I want to show people creating an account and then adding their character. Like, hey, I am Jaseowns on Outlands. I'm Jaseowns on Napa Valley. I'm Jaseowns on this. And then that is the player count, right? The only problem with that is just because I've created my character there doesn't mean I'm still playing, or you know, it's hard to know like how active is that, right? So that's another problem that I potentially need to figure out how to solve. But you're right. A lot of people say like, why don't I just add the numbers to the server? And to me, again, it's like that's just like fake fluff. But maybe people want fake fluff. I don't know.
And that's it. I mean, I've heard people say it many times. Like a lot of times, servers will do this, that. They'll fluff it with, you know, and it makes me wonder, like, maybe you can tell me this, but like with DDoSing, isn't that pretty much just sending a shit ton of packets to the login server? So and again, I don't know, but if I DDoS a server, would it increase that
Increase
player
numbers?
count?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know enough about that
Okay,
either. 'Cause,
okay, yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
So game development wise, that's not my jam, but I would
Sure.
love it to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, from my understanding, you're right. It's like the reason why DDoSes were working is because when you go to a free shard, a majority of the time what happens is you like enter an account name and password, and if it doesn't exist, it creates it, right?
Okay.
So, and that's part of your server, right? That's like one server, and if you get somebody to just constantly hit that, create a bunch of accounts, you're now spamming the actual players, right? And
Yeah.
that's what causes it to crash. And so
Yeah.
like what Outlands does, what Sagas does, and what other servers are starting to do is they're having separate login servers, right? Like Outlands ID, for example. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a completely separate thing. How you make your account is completely separate than the people logging in and playing. And so I think they do that to prevent like DDoS attacks, right? That's like one extra step to at least alleviate, hey, I'm logged in, that you can't crash the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's still a problem of trying to like spam account creation, but at least it does a little bit of separation there. So,
Yeah.
And again, this is coming from like I'm a website guy. I'm not really a network dude. So
Yeah.
take what I'm saying for a grain of salt. Feel free to correct me in the comments. Like Jace doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's always good to like say these things because then people will correct us, and then it's more comments, right?
Oh, that's true. Actually, I am right. I am 100% right, and you can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'll reply. So.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. See, you get it, man. You get it.
Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I worked for Match.com for almost 20 years, so you know.
What? Okay, so what were some of your favorite things about some of these servers that you've played? I'm gonna put the focus on Sagas or even Reborn since they're about to come out. I mean, just what were some of your favorite things, and then also some of the bad things that you didn't like, especially.
Yeah, so we'll talk about Sagas, because Sagas launch, again, I was kind of up in the air, like whether I was going to even play Sagas on the launch. And then everyone kind of asked me, not everyone, but a lot of people were asking me like, hey, are you going to play Sagas? Are you playing a Sagas? And so I did a post on YouTube saying like, hey, who's going to play? Or would you just watch me play? And a lot of people said they'd watch me play. And there was actually quite a few people who said they would play. And then there was obviously people who said they have no interest at all either way. And I was like, all right, cool. I mean, this is probably one of the most popular polls that I've had. So I'm like, all right, I'm definitely going to do it now. Like if people want to see it. And the launch day jitters of any launch, right? Like no matter what game you're playing, launch day's terrible. You know, like there's always something going wrong. And so launch day for Sagas was probably my favorite stream of us not playing the game pretty much at all for like 5 hours, right? Because you couldn't log in. Everything was down, nothing was working.
Yeah.
But it was just like a fun experience of like seeing updates and then everyone talking crap about like how it's not working.
Yeah.
And
you were just chilling with the boys, right?
Yeah. It was fun. And my wife came and like sat here and was like, "Oh, can you get in?" You know, and it was like a funny. And the people were clipping my head, and it was posting in Discord, and so I showed the Discord on the stream, and so my bald head was like streaming through the Discord. It was fun.
Yeah.
So without even playing Sagas, like that was just a very fun launch, you know. And and going back to the hype, there was just a lot of people ready to play. You know what I mean? Like people knew about it. People were excited about it. Now getting in the game and actually playing Sagas, I didn't know the map. I didn't know like what skills did what. I kind of just thought, okay, I know I'm going to start as a mage. And everyone said, don't start as a mage. It's going to be very hard. So I'm like, I'm going to start as a mage now because you told me not to. And so the weird thing about Sagas is like the economy was very strange. Like everything was super expensive, right? Like the gold value of like buying arrows, it's like 13 gold an arrow, right? And it takes 30, 40 arrows to kill one thing, and you don't make enough gold to get that, right? And so it's like, oh, well, you don't want to be an archer. Because I wanted to start as an archer, but I'm like, okay, I can't do that. And then same with magery, it's very expensive for regs. Like regs are like 16 gold each or whatever, right? And it was like...
so like one magic arrow is 40, it's like 80 gold.
So you like didn't want to cast spells, right? And so I started as a macing mage, and I was like, I'm gonna role play it like with a staff. I'm gonna be a
Yeah.
mage with a staff. I'm gonna walk around, bash some stuff to earn gold, and
Yeah.
then I'll eventually level up my magery.
Yeah.
And I was very worried that it was not gonna work out, right? Because like once we
Yeah.
finally got in the game and I made my character, I was like, I have no clue if this is gonna work, and that was part of the fun too,
Sure.
is seeing if it was gonna work or not, and it worked. So I was able to bash my way to victory. Got into some PvP battles. And then as we discovered ways to make money and explore different areas, I stumbled across a bunch of dead NPCs, like out in like a forest, right? And I was like, why are these corpses here? That's very weird. And then they respawned and it was like NPCs. Like I didn't know like what they were.
Yeah.
But they were like lumberjack NPCs and they were blue. And the other thing is, it's not that the monsters were hard, but the damage was weird, right? Like you got hit hard on Sagas at the very launch,
Uh-huh.
and um, so when I saw that these lumberjack things were there, I happened to attack one because it was already dead. They didn't fight back, okay, and so I killed it, and it dropped way more gold than like regular monsters. So not only did these things drop more gold, but they didn't fight back. So
You just kept
I
killing them.
posted it. I posted it in the Discord. I was like, "Hey, these should probably be turned off." And then like people rolled in to
Yeah.
like fight over fighting the monsters that don't fight,
Yeah.
right? So then it turned into like a PvP situation of like we're fighting over the monsters that can't fight back. So for better or for worse, they eventually like turn that off, right? But
Yeah.
these are the things like you launch a UO server and everyone wants to find the easiest way to get that
Sure.
first house,
Yep.
right? And obviously if you played beta or if you knew about these things, you're not going to report them, right? Like
Yeah.
you're going to keep some of these little secret sauces to yourself because you want an advantage over other people.
Uh-huh.
And so I get that. It's funny because beta should be like, oh, I'm trying to like help find bugs and solve problems. A majority of people who play beta just want to know what am I going to do when the game actually launches, right? Like I want
Yeah.
to know the quickest path to get the most gold so I can have the first house and I can have the
Yeah.
best location.
I want to know where it's
Um,
at. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. So there was quite a few. I don't want to say they're bugs, but there's just quite a few things that probably should have been found during testing, and that kind of constantly was happening over Saga's launch, right? And
Yeah.
it was like you could not go into level 2 of a dungeon and fight. It was pretty much impossible. You needed like a big group, and I was trying to play solo by myself.
Yeah.
But there was like another a flame potion, so it actually dropped like a little flame on the ground. Well, somebody found out that you could like stack flames, and so they would pull like the level 2 monsters into a pile of flame potions, and they would instantly die. And so
Yeah.
these people were loaded,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like, how do you balance that, right? Like, do you ban a person? Do you just take it away? Do you try to quick fix it? Do
Yeah.
like, what do you do as a server owner? And these things kept popping up, and then like nothing really happened. And so that's kind of where it like turned into, is
Yeah.
this a good thing or a bad thing? Is this helping or is it hurting, right? And I feel bad for the developers because obviously you have a Discord full of people who want
Yeah.
answers. They want the blood of whoever is wrong or right. You know what I mean? You have people taking advantage of stuff, and you're like, well, if you're not going to ban people, I'll do it. And I I get asked a lot if I would ever make a server, and then I reflect on things like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oof." Like that
Yeah.
sounds miserable to be an actual shard owner and have to deal with people. Not in a
Yeah.
bad way, but
No, I know what you mean. I just yeah, I'm trying to figure out the most politically correct way to say this, and I'm not going to be able to. So whatever. But it's like,
yeah,
you see both people that are thankful and happy to play the game and understand that it's not going to be perfect. And then you have also on another side, you have like extremely entitled dickheads, dude. And you have some of that in between too, right? But I mean, like,
yeah,
people are like, how dare like acting like it's a personal attack that something may not be as perfect as it should be. And it's not just like a suggestion like, hey, this is fucked up, we got to fix this. But it's like, you know, like I'm sure you've seen Owen has screenshotted some of the messages that he gets sometimes and like posted them in there and marked out their names or whatever. Like
Yeah.
some really like what the hell is this person like off their rocker? Are they trolling? Like what's
Yeah.
going on? Just like some of that stuff is crazy, man. And yeah, I think being involved. You have to be involved in the community, right?
Yeah.
As a server owner, you have to be. I think the game is small enough that you can and you have to be. Like building community is such a big part of an Ultima Online server.
Yeah.
And then you know beyond that though, with that your people are gonna learn about your personality and you're not going to please everybody, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and you're going to
Yeah.
get
You
some
can't.
late night
Yeah.
DMs, you're going to get some late night tags of like craziness. It's just
Yeah. Yeah. Even being like content creators, right? Like
yeah,
there's some drama sometimes, and you gotta
sure,
like, okay, all right, everybody, like we're all adults here sometimes,
yep,
like relax, right? We're playing a
yeah,
video game.
yeah,
Uh
yeah,
but it's also a very serious video game. So I get it.
yeah, yeah. And UO, I'm sure it's like that in every game, but man, I just feel like people take UO, and I rightfully so. I mean, I think about how long I've played UO and how long you've played UO. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now take some people that's literally their whole life is playing UO, man. Like that's what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
it's yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, it's a little crazy to me. Not the person, just the little
The
crazy
concept.
like the
Yeah.
concept and how serious this game and other games can be taken to where it's
Yeah.
like you're infringing on real life sometimes.
Yeah, and,
It,
and and to take it a step further, it really goes back to then like servers taking donations, right? Like Angel Island had no donation system, so like there was no shop, there was no store. It was like if you gave him money because you want to support it, he would put like that money into Facebook ads. Okay,
okay.
and
Yeah.
that and like I also really like that concept. Now, as a business, I'm always curious, like does Outlands or Sagas or do any of these have like do they have enough income to support a developer like full time? You know what I mean? Like can this be someone's job for real? And I don't have the answer to that, and I assume they don't. But maybe they do. Maybe there's enough income from people to through the Prev coins or the donation coins or anything like that to actually sustain a life.
Yeah.
um but that would be the only interest I have in launching a server is to make money from it. And I know that's like sassy to say. I probably shouldn't say that, but like that would be the only reason I would want to actually own a server is just to see can I make money from it.
Yeah. I don't think
Because you have to deal with so many people.
I
Anyway,
don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to make money doing your passion. And it honestly like when people get upset because they think that Outlands makes a shit ton of money, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I know their costs are astronomical, right? The more population they get, the more it costs, right? The more the constant stuff. It's just I know they're paying a lot of money for it. At the same time, man, I hope that whoever is on the payroll is getting paid very well, because I've spent so many hours playing the game, and I feel the
yeah,
same way about any Ultima server that has people that are playing it, x amount of hours out of the week. Like I don't think it's an issue to want somebody who's providing you with any form of entertainment, myself and yourself included, to make money from that. I mean,
I'm doing
like,
that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, especially you. This is what you do full time. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And you do so much that I think it's asinine for anybody to get upset that somebody should make money from doing something.
From something that's a passion, like you're saying. It
Yeah.
really is a and I'm just curious of the numbers,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and obviously you hear like the whales, right? Like a mobile game, for example, right? A
Yeah.
mobile game is makes s tons of money
Mhm.
from a very few people, right? And I'm assuming some of these shards are the same way, right? Like there's got to be some people who are the majority of what happens. And so I just want to appeal to whoever you are out there. So hey, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I know in general, like business, and I would imagine it's the same in this too, but it's like the, 80/20 rule of where like 80% of your revenue from sales, or I guess in this case donations, comes from 20% of the people, right?
Yeah.
Or less. And I would imagine that what you're saying is 100% right. I bet you
Yeah.
that's it. 20% of their donations, 80% of the revenue is coming from that. Or maybe I said that wrong, but you know what I mean. So
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
And so going back to that real quick, just we'll talk about the monetization. I wanted to do a store. I wanted to launch like a UO shop, like an official UO shop. And I reached out to Broadsword, and I over like 2 months I spent trying to reach out, and I finally got a reply by going onto their stream and saying like hey, I've been trying to reach out, like is there any way you could put a word in, like I'm trying to like get an answer for this.
Yeah.
And she told me, I can't remember her name, but
Finico.
yeah, okay, yeah. And she said like, ooh, like it's actually owned by EA, so you should probably try to reach out to EA. And so I spent the next month like reaching out to EA, and I was messaging people on LinkedIn. I was sending emails. I was submitting the forms on the website, and I wasn't hearing back. And I was like, no, I really want to know the answer to this. So I actually reached out to a lawyer to be like, hey, copyright and like, what's the etiquette here? And as I'm typing an email to the lawyer, I actually got a response back from one of the people from EA. And I was like,
well, that saved you a couple $100.
Yeah. And then they told me, no. So they said that, like, unfortunately, like what I proposed and like what I wanted to do, they don't support, and they wouldn't be, like they wouldn't allow it to happen. And however, if I'm curious about like changing it so I can fall under fair use, then that's okay. But I would need to reach out to a lawyer to do that. And so I reached out to a lawyer to do that. And lawyers make so much money. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I got some of the answers I wanted, but in order to continue the path that I wanted to do, it was like way too much money,
Yeah.
And so I kind of chickened out, and I was like, all right, maybe I won't do an official UO store. But on that note, a dream of mine, a thing that I want to have happen. I've talked about this before with you. I've talked about it on stream. Yeah. I want UO to be on Steam. Okay. Yeah. I want UO to be like easily found. Obviously, UO Addicts is like my site and my brand. That's cool. But I want it to be like in front of people that actually play games. So when I'm on Steam and I'm searching for like old MMOs, I want that to pop up. Right. And part of getting that to happen, and I was like, how can I make this happen? I was like, I want to learn more about the publishing process to Steam. And so the back of my to-do, the backlog, it's bucket list item of mine is to make a game. Okay.
Yeah.
And everybody who's a gamer probably has a dream of like, oh, I want to make my own game. And obviously I want a huge MMO that's amazing, but I want to start small. I'm okay with like a clicker game, an idle game, a shooter game, like a tower defense game. Like those are things that I like. And so I thought, okay, I want to take a spin of like UO related stuff and put it into a game. And I got blocked the same way of like, I'm infringing on like the fair use thing. And so I had to give up the idea of using like UO assets as part of my game. And so I started just my own little clicker game, and it was called Jace Clicker. And I applied for like a Steam partnership and to actually publish a game, because I wanted to know like, what does this process look like? And I'm to the point now where I'm an approved like Steam partner. I just need to actually finish my game and get it published. But I want to use that knowledge to then go to either, I don't know if it's EA or who I would go to, but I want to see UO on Steam. That's another bucket list item of mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and learn the process with my game. And then approach whoever I need to approach to try to see if we can get UO.
Just UO in general. Even UO retail is perfect. You know what I mean? Right. It just gets the name out there. And it is very important that it's on Steam. I really feel that way.
Yeah.
Um, I I mean that's pretty much the first question I ask when somebody's talking to me about a game. I'm like, is it on Steam? Right?
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that's the
no,
first
that's
question I ask.
yeah,
Uh,
that's like the game hub, right? Like
yeah,
if you know, there is good old games and there's other you know, like Epic Games
yeah,
and there's other launchers, but really like Steam is the brand, you
yep.
know?
When I'm
And so
looking
yeah.
for a game, I go to store, browse, and I'm just looking down the list, and with whatever genre it is that I'm wanting to look at, and then I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this game looks cool, and then I start YouTube in the game, and then I might jump on Twitch and watch somebody play it for a little bit. I don't know, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yep, add to cart and purchase, install,
Yeah.
and now we're in. Like
Yeah.
that's usually my process. Um,
Yeah, and I would love to see that for UO. Like, and again,
yeah,
maybe I'm thinking too out the box for this like this type of game or this community or this. There's so many free shards, right? And this is where it goes back to if we could get like the official UO to somehow allow shards to show up that aren't theirs or whatever, vice versa. Um, I just want people to play UO and I want it to live on forever. I want to be in a nursing home
yeah.
playing UO. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yep.
that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's my grandma played pretty much the same games until the day she died. So I have a feeling I will still be playing some version of UO until the day that I die. But
Yeah.
I think that's such a huge thing because I know right now there's some people out there that are listening and they're like, what? Why retail UO? Like we need it to be Outlands or this server and it goes back to I know without a shadow of a doubt that the work that you have done, the work that I have done, and the work that other people that have made videos and even streamed on Twitch, um, it has helped grow retail UO
Yeah.
without a doubt. I honestly question sometimes if it wasn't for content creators of UO in general, if UO would actually still be running.
Yeah.
Maybe it would because of the constant revenue of people that just haven't canceled their account because of a house that's been sitting there for 20 years, even though they haven't logged in. But at the
Yeah.
same time, out of those people that do that, which I know of two that I regularly play Outlands with, I do time dungeon with them every weekend. They have an active account that they haven't logged into on UO Retail and forever. But the thing is they would have canceled that UO account if they weren't still playing some version of UO. And they have been playing this version of UO that they currently play because they saw some YouTube video and they
Yep.
found
Yeah.
their way to Outlands. And
Yeah.
like I can pinpoint so many times that, and this isn't to toot my own horn, but I mean whatever, like that people have found their way to retail UO or another server UO, especially Outlands, because of a video I've done. And the same with stuff that you've done, man.
Yeah.
And I just, my whole long-winded approach to saying all that is that any version of UO is good for UO. Like you
Yeah.
can have your favorite shard. Mine personally is Outlands. Love it to death. But I also am not dumb, and I know that when Sagas was doing so much hype, and when people were coming into my stream, and like, because it's always like the tribalism between servers is like 100 times worse when a new server's launching, and it's like a known well server, like Unchained, and then recently Sagas, right? And people were coming into my stream and they're like, why are you still playing this shitty game? This is where it's at now. And I'm just like, okay. And now,
Yeah.
no offense, Sagas, but like, where are the streamers at now for Sagas? And where did that community go? I don't mean to talk crap on Sagas themselves, but more so the people that were real tribalistic about it.
Yeah.
It's just like, the approach on that is so huge, and I say it all the time, man, is that it doesn't have to be an us versus them. And it's the same with retail and private servers, that retail has gained so much from private servers, and private servers obviously has from retail.
Yeah. Yeah. And going back to that, just real quick, the private versus retail, EverQuest. I don't know if you're
Hero's
following the
Journey.
drama with EverQuest. Yeah, the
Yeah.
hero
Yeah.
so they're getting sued, right?
Yeah.
And I've always thought that about UO as well. Like,
Yeah.
are we in some weird legal loophole, right? And that's why when I was doing my merch, like a lot of people said, just do your merch, like it doesn't matter. Like it's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. And I'm like, if I want to actually go hard on this thing, I want to make sure that I'm doing it the right way. And the
Yeah.
fact that I got denied for just making some merch, it scares me a little bit for like just the free shard community in general. Like has there been any traction on UO side of that? Because if
Yeah.
it's happening on EverQuest, like what's the difference? You know what I mean?
So first thing is, coming from your standpoint, where this is your full time thing, yeah, I'd be the same way. I'd be like, it's cool, but I'm gonna make sure this is legal first. Like,
Yeah.
I get it, right? Like, here it is, me. I'm just like, yeah, I'll play a DMX song at the beginning of my stream. I don't give a fuck, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, like, like it is what it is. But with that, what you're saying is, I've been playing a lot of EverQuest lately. Slap on my wrist. I told myself I'd never do it, and it's yeah. But so I have been watching a little bit of the Hero's Journey, THJ drama with Daybreak and what have you, and I guess it was like 4 or 5 days ago. A thing came out of that it's been going on so long that they should have done something about it before, and so nothing is really going to happen. Now there is another server called Quorum that like stopped all forms of donations and some other things as well. Um,
Yeah.
but Hero's
Like
Journey,
I had some buddies playing Quorum and
yeah,
it got turned, like they turned it off
for a
when
couple
that
days, yeah,
yeah, the lawsuit got announced and they were like, whoa, and they like turned their
yeah,
stuff off because they didn't want to be involved with that.
yeah,
And so they actually reached out and have their own set of rules to be approved, right? And it's
yeah,
removing some of the special sauce that made Quorum different than like P99. I don't know if
yeah,
you played that.
yep,
And so I'm just thinking like, damn, like what, you know, like how do you know what you're doing is correct or right anyway? And then
yeah,
again, I fear for the UO community in that regard, just because
sure.
like what
I
you know.
I would imagine, and this is just me again. We're doing a lot of just me, right? Today, me and you both.
Yeah.
But just like what happened with THJ is, it's like, dude, it's been going on for so long, and you're just now trying to throw a fit about it. Like, it's been going on longer with UO.
Yeah.
You know?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, UO's been,
Yeah,
yeah, the free shards have been out since the game came out.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
funny because like on the Ultima Discord, I have the little tag, the UOO tag in my
Yeah.
my thing, and it won't let me do anything. I can read, but I can't say anything. And it's like your name has words in it that are not allowed. And I don't know if it's like my actual name, Pwnstarr, because the rules specifically say you can't talk about other servers or people involved in servers on that
Yeah.
Discord, and so it's like,
Like the official UO, the
yeah,
official UO
the
Discord
official UO Discord, yeah.
that just launched recently. Welcome to 2025 UO. Damn it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's just, I don't know. We'll see. I don't
Yeah.
think. Yeah. I hope that they understand how much the private server community actually does help the retail community.
Yeah.
Tremendously. It really does, man. And
Brings in the people, like the again
yeah,
viewers are when you see that there's hundreds of people watching UO and you're like, oh, like who's playing UO, and then you
yeah,
see there's 18 of us that are live, right? And
yeah,
there's Outlands, Unchained, Sagas, and there might be somebody playing retail,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, with like
um
8 people.
yeah, but the
Yeah.
people will click through that and be like, all right, well, I mean, I kind of want to log in and see what my old character is up to,
Hmm.
like what's going on there.
Yep.
But yeah, 100% it gets brought in by people like us. So you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah. No. Well, I think just that the private server community goes back to what I was talking about earlier, of Owen, Expo, Luthieus, Adamant, I'm just going through a list of like server owners. We'll add whatever to it. A lot of
Yeah.
them have been really good at involving themselves with their community. Retail has recently done that with, I think his name is Kyronix, and then their Twitch person Finico. They're a lot more involved with the community. I think that with them being more involved with their actual community, it's going to help grow Retail UO tremendously.
Yeah.
This day and age of digital marketing and branding, it's all about building a community.
Yeah.
Look, Outlands is an amazing product. It is, without a doubt. But I know that one of the reasons I have played Outlands for as long as I have, and not really taken a real break from it, right, is because of the community. That is in big part thanks to Owen Lutheus Expo. Whether you love those guys or you hate them, they've built a great community. And I hope that UO Retail continues on this path of building a great community, of not just the community of players, but also a community of content creators. And they support them, and it seems like they have been. I've seen some of those guys. They're getting interviewed and like all these like Q&As and stuff, and they're real active in their Discord, and I think that's awesome, man. I just hope that they continue that path. So
That's good. Yeah. And speaking of the UO content creators, just real quick, the YouTube guys, like there's some big YouTubers who've been posting like YouTube videos over like the past couple of months, and I was like, damn, this is pretty cool. Like
Lazy Peon, dude.
Yeah, like Lazy Peon. It was so cool watching him play for the first time, and like the things you take for granted when you're, because again, I played since 1997, so it's like, oh yeah, of course you right click, and of course you like right click to close that menu, and he kept like right clicking to close things when he meant to like left click them, and I was busting up laughing at that because he was like so defeated. He's like, I'm gonna move that thing. No, so it was cool seeing some people like fresh takes. And they're popular, and I think that's where some of that surge of new players coming in comes from. People like that.
Time. Yeah, big time. I've always liked Lazy Peon a lot. I don't watch literally every video of his, but I do, when I see him like, oh, this game, and it's a game I either know or a game I'm thinking about maybe playing or I'm just interested in. He's just, his success is well deserved. Like he's good. He does good videos. He's informative, and I think he's very fair in everything he does. It's not like you can tell that he gives both positives and negatives to every game. He doesn't just fanboy over something that he's playing and just wants to, and like he's his own guy, man, and he lives in Thailand, and I think he does kickboxing. He's pretty badass. So
okay, yeah, watch out.
Don't get in a fight with him.
Yeah, you better not talk crap about UO.
Don't get in a fight with him. He'll probably beat you up. So, have you? Speaking of other servers, man, there's one I wanted to ask you about. The Secrets of Cesaria one. It's like a single player. It's like Skyrim. UO had a baby kind of thing. Have you looked at that?
People have asked me about it, and I watched Jester play it because he was all about it for like a month or so, and I was watching him play, and it looks cool. I should try it out. Obviously, that's something like UO related. But for some reason I like to play MMOs by myself. Like I'm a weird. Like the fact that it's it's not single player, because I know there's a server that's like online that you could join, but the fact that it's like geared towards like a RPG, like single player thing, like that doesn't appeal to me as much, I like the concept of like running around a world, potentially not knowing where I'm going, potentially might run into some bad situation. That's not just like a monster.
Like a random red that'll murder you.
Correct. Yeah. Or they try to loot my stuff, like things like that. That's more appealing to me, but I definitely want to just check it out to see what that experience is like, because again, going back to like installation, is it just a click to install? Is it is it easy peasy? I've never tried. So
I don't know. So a couple things. One is I don't know if they're the owner or a developer or what, but Estelle, they actually play on Outlands, and they're one of the main, or they are the owner. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the really cool thing too is it's a GeoCities website. And that's like, I was like, wait, this is GeoCities website? And they were like, yeah, keeping it retro. And then the webpage has like a Ultima Exodus, like NES cartridge, like the sticker print on it. I don't know. There was just a lot of things that I was like, okay, this is cool. But yeah, I watched.
Check it out.
Yeah, I watched Jester play it. I enjoyed watching him play it. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of in the same boat as you, where, to me, Ultima mostly has always been about the player interaction and stuff. But I did enjoy watching Jester play it and enjoyed. I mean, I was looking in his Discord, just watching people post like, "Hey, I just got this item," or "Where do I go for this quest piece?" And a
lot of people are sharing their own adventures. Yeah.
Exactly. I thought that was really cool, and I'm just waiting for somebody else to do it so I can watch them do the same thing again. So do it. No.
I was gonna say, okay, so you're telling me I got to do it now?
Yeah,
okay.
Right. So I could just keep, so I can live through you like I did Jester. You know what I mean? But. So this is another thing, because through games, obviously, especially in UO, like if you were to stream EverQuest tomorrow, you'd probably have half the viewers, you know what I mean? Or whatever. Do you notice different viewers based on the servers you're playing? And then also, you're obviously a growing core group, but do you notice the different viewerships and stuff?
Yeah, I think that's something I'm still trying to learn, like algorithm wise, and like obviously the point of streaming, and especially for me, if I want to grow and be bigger, I need to somehow figure that out, right? Like clickbait title question mark, I don't know. What's more important, thumbnail, title, or the game I'm playing, right?
Yeah.
And I've like some streams I feel like I have way more viewers than I do normally, and I still don't know why, a lot of my content on Outlands is either doing like a new player guide or just farming, or working on a script, right? And so it's hard to know like what's the most popular content there, because each one has its different audience, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I have a core base fans who watch whatever I'm doing, so I appreciate you guys. But knowing how to grow and how to get like the most viewership, that's hard. Switching to another server, I have people come in just to talk crap about why am I playing this other server. I have people that are like intrigued of like, well, oh, like that's pretty cool, like how do I play? And so same thing, it's like a balancing, how do I know like what's going well with UO? It's kind of hard, and I probably should be better about with the analytics to know, hey, is it a title? Is it the gameplay? Or is it just the time of day? Because that was another thing I was trying to learn as streaming like full time. What time of day like can I actually get the most audience? And I was trying to stream early in the morning to try to get the overseas. And I tried like midday to see like what that would look like. I tried in the evening. And same thing. It's a different viewership even based on time. The people that like actually stream full time and like have hundreds of viewers constantly, I don't know the secret of that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to like get to that. I would love to. And when I talk about it on the stream, a lot of people say that I need to play a different game, and I get that too. But branching into like another category is, I don't know if it's scary. It's not that I don't want to lose what I'm growing, because even looking like to you, right? You have on YouTube way more, you have double, triple me, numbers. And so, and you're doing strictly like UO content, right? And so obviously there's a market there that still needs to, like for me to tap into, and being I'm a scripting nerd. So obviously you are entertaining, and you have like a thief stream, and you give it back to the community, and you do the giveaways, and you have like all of this stuff that brings people in, where I'm like, yeah, today we're gonna make a bard play itself, you know?
Yeah, yeah, but like,
So
don't discount yourself, man. I like, you're yourself. You know what I mean? And you're building people that's interesting for, as is me. Like, are you kidding? He's your guildie. He's a very close friend of mine. He doesn't really care for the stealing streams. He doesn't. And he's
yeah,
like, I thought you were going to PVM tonight. You're stealing? You know what I mean? Unless he gets drunk, then he's just like,
yeah,
he's like having a good time trying to kill me or whatever, accidentally killing somebody else. And you know what I mean?
yeah,
But, you know, yeah, I think you were joking, but don't discount yourself on what you provide. It's huge, dude. Seriously.
yeah, yeah. Thanks. Yeah,
Yeah. Like, again, you were talking about it earlier about taking things for granted. I understand where to go to get a script, uorazorScripts.com. I understand how to copy the script, put it into Razor, edit it based off of my own situation, right?
yeah,
And what have you. Whereas a lot of people don't, man. I go back to, like, before I understood any of that, dude, I would have been sitting there just, with you the whole time, having Razor up, backspacing where you're backspacing, typing in, just that way I could, like, learn how to do it. I guarantee you there's some people out there that are doing just that, that's
yeah,
just trying to learn how to do it. I think that what you provide is huge, and
yeah.
it also helps Outlands figure out holes in their game, and they can nerf the shit out of it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's funny because my very first stream was thieving, right? Like you did like a red hand thief build, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna stream, I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna do a
Yeah.
red hand. Literally 3 days after my first stream, like we got all of that nerfed, right? And
Uh-huh.
I don't want to blame just me because I know like Kazuma and there's other
Yeah.
people that were already doing it long before I streamed it.
Yep.
But it's just funny because yeah, every stream it felt like a week later, whatever we worked on would be
Yeah, it
nerfed,
was like
you know?
that. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like, what are we gonna nerf today? Bards, good luck, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's been fun. Like I've
Sure.
enjoyed it. Yeah. So
I know, also I know what you're talking about with the, I think it's a combination of everything as far as thumbnail, time of day, also who. I mean, you also remember we're playing Ultima Online, and it definitely has to do with the game. But if if you're streaming, when I start my stream, my view count's going to be lower for a while, right? Until you get off, right? If there's 8 people streaming UO, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
who's gonna get it? Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, some people have 8 windows up and they're like interacting and all, but let's be honest, man. Most of the
Yeah.
time, somebody opens up a stream, puts it on a second monitor, and they're farming or doing whatever they're doing, and
Yeah.
we're kind of background noise, and but
Yeah.
sometimes, people are just like engaged in, and that's, I catch myself on that with streams a lot, and it's
Yeah.
just getting super engaged. I think all those have factors. The biggest one, honestly, is, as much as I hate to say it, is that we play Ultima Online. While that amount of people that are playing Ultima Online is growing, um, it's it's never going to be as big as World of Warcraft. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
At the same time, I know that if I was to start streaming World of Warcraft tomorrow, I'm streaming to 30 people, and I'm
They're all telling
starting
you, quit.
everything. Yeah, yeah.
They're all gonna say, "Did you quit Outlands?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, anytime you stream another game. Oh, did you quit? It's fun because I go into your streams anytime you're on another server, and they're like, "Oh, did you quit this one? Did you quit that one?" And it's like it's like 5 different ones. Did you quit? And it's like, "No, man, just it's okay to play another game."
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, we're all right.
Yeah.
I never really, you never could quit UO. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no matter
Yeah.
what server it is, you're never really done. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And for me, especially UO, and as far as like creation and things, do I think I could play another game, build another community, make videos for it, and be successful, moderately successful? Yes. I really think I could do that. At the same time, where I don't think I could do that is because I've made videos over other games like World of Warcraft, like EverQuest, like Lost Ark, like, I don't know, Mortal Online 2. It goes down, right? I've got a Final Fantasy 14, all those. And it comes very quickly where I feel like I need to make a video because I need to make a video. I don't get that creative inspiration that I get from Ultima Online, where I truly do enjoy editing videos. I truly do enjoy hitting start streaming and getting on here, making an ass out of myself, or just farming or doing whatever I'm gonna do. Like, I truly enjoy it, and I can't really say that I feel that way 100% of the time when I do it for other games.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it does. The one game that I would love to be able to stream, and my wife told me I can never stream it, is League of Legends. Okay, League of Legends. I'm like, I am completely. I don't talk to chat. I don't do anything. I just drool at the screen when I'm playing that game. And people have like asked me, like, what game would you play? Like, if you could only play one game on the stream and like actually make money doing it, it would 100% be League of Legends. Okay, and that game is the most toxic. It's like it's a gambling slot machine every time you play, because you're getting random teammates, you're getting random enemies. Like,
yeah,
it's so fun for me. I don't know why, but I can't engage with the community or anyone around. Like, even my wife or kids. Like, if I'm playing that game, I'm in that game.
Are you decent at the game?
I'm stuck in Diamond. I can't get out of Diamond.
You're good. Okay. Yeah. Diamond's good.
Or no, wait, am I platinum? I'm whatever. Maybe I'm platinum.
I don't know. I think silver's the highest I've ever got. So
okay, yeah. I think
so you're way better than me. Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. So I go back to years and years ago with League of Legends. It's so funny. My friends, this is long before YouTube, like pretty much when League was starting out, right? And they would play ranked and pretty competitively, and like they'd be in Discord or Mumble, I don't remember, and they'd be like, real aggressive, like go here, like making the calls, right? And
you fool.
And they'd get mad and stuff sometimes. And anyways, then I would log in, and I would usually just be playing Skyrim in the background, hanging out with them in chat, or I would, somebody would have to log off and I'd sub in. And dude, I just sucked so bad in comparison to them, like really bad. And then it went into like with the rankings, and I was like, well, I'm going to get good, right? And so I did my solo ranking matches, and I ranked in placement higher than what they were. And I posted it in our Facebook like thing, and I was like, somehow I'm higher ranked than you guys. This thing, the placement thing must be messed up. There's no way. And like 3 of them saw that and literally just were like, I'm done playing League. I'm not playing it anymore. I quit.
If you got higher, there's no way. This is rigged.
and it really is, because it's what you said. Like, it was so much. I mean, yes, how good you are definitely has a part in it, but it's so much as who did you get matched with? Especially
it could be a terrible game from the lobby. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes the person that joined the lobby is already mad from the previous 7 games that they lost, and they are just ready to lose again, and no matter what, And so unfortunately that does happen. But I can lose 7 times in a row, and you win that one game, and it's like you forgot about everything else. Like, it's like the high of winning in League of Legends is like, that's the peak gaming for me. I don't know why, but
we'll have to play a little League together, man. That sounds like a good time. Is that why she really doesn't want you to play? Is just because the lack of interaction, like with chat, she knows like it wouldn't be a good
she knows I'm like because I tried to do it just like one, like I think UO was down, like something was down, and I played UO, and it was literally like my wife like went through the door, and she's like, just get off the game, like you're not, there's no point of you streaming, because it was like when you're in the game, like you gotta.
Yeah.
I don't know how League streamers can interact with chat. I don't really think they do. Honestly, I think they just rage at their teammates. I
Yeah.
really think it's just you're watching the gameplay.
Yeah.
And then the interaction of like when things go either good or bad. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't think people are there to actually chat in a League of Legends stream. They're there for like rage bait.
And then you like read like one or two things of chat, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Who knows? Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
So, oh man, so real quick on that, I always
Yeah.
played Mundo, and I always played Vigor. Mundo
Okay.
and
Yeah.
Vigor, those were my
Yeah.
favorites, and yeah, I wasn't ever good, but there was one time where my friend TJ, he was like telling me that he would beat me with Mundo, and I was like 1v1 Mundo. And so, the all random, all mid thing, and we 1v1'd Mundo, and I beat him.
Yeah.
And I won't ever play him again, because now, anytime, he's one of my best friends since like we were kids. We had our first jobs together, all that. And anytime we're talking shit to each other, I'm like, 1v1 Mundo, bitch. he's like, shut up.
You'll always have that. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And so let's pivot back to UO. Sorry, with scripting and UO Unchained and Outlands is what UO Razor Scripts links to right now. Is there other servers on there and it's just not on the landing page? Is that because it's Razor Scripts? And then go ahead.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, when I originally did uorazorscripts.com, I was like, all right, I don't want to be locked into one server because I don't know how Outlands is gonna be. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's fun right now, but is it gonna be around? Blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna make sure that no matter what, we can have scripts for everything. And I was writing it in a way that was gonna be reusable, but I went a little too deep into like Outland specific stuff. And so my code that I thought was going to be reusable for all shards did not work out for me. And Unchained, like people started asking about Unchained scripts because Unchained had launched, and I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and set up a domain for them as well because like I constantly get asked about that. And I eventually had to like copy the code that I had for Outlands over to Unchained. So instead of like being able to reuse everything, it's like 2 copies. And the problem is I was so focused on Outlands, I never really like went back to Unchained to like make sure things were updated with what I was updating on Outlands. And then I had in the back of my brain, like I would like to add builds and different things. But those aren't really UO scripts, and so that's when like UO Addicts like came into play. And so with UO Addicts, I actually have a script section as well. So on UO Addicts, if you can actually add scripts to any server on UO Addicts. And my intention is to populate those on the domain of UO Razor Scripts and vice versa. So that way, no matter where you're looking for scripts, you could see them on both domains.
Yeah.
And then at that point, the UO Razor Scripts will have a big drop down of like, here's all the different servers that have scripts. So a lot of technical details in the background that I just haven't finished. And even like right now, if you click on unchained.uorazorscripts.com, I don't think it loads. And so I get asked that now with the Reborn relaunch. I need to fix that probably right after this.
Yeah, I mean you're macroing up a character, so you're kind of have to, don't you?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, because
you're going to need to post it on that stream. So is it safe to say you're going to be streaming tonight, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, whenever the next stream is, UO Reborn?
So I'm trying again, going back to, I want to stick to a schedule / brand of what I've been supported as, because obviously Outlands has like my biggest community of support. And one of the things that when I was streaming all the time and I was streaming different servers, not that I'm trying to upset the community, but everyone's like, hey, when are you, like, honestly though, like when are you getting back to Outlands? Like, because I appreciate you wanting to play UO, but like, I'm supporting you for Outlands. And so 6 to 9, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is Outlands. So like tonight I'll do Outlands. But want to put more time into off hours to Reborn. So yeah, not tonight, but
Yeah.
tomorrow, I will be streaming the Reborn.
Yeah.
So, and also going back to money and contract work, I picked up contract work, and that's why I haven't been streaming as much because I need to make some coin.
Yeah. You gotta pay money, right? Pay
Yeah,
rent.
yeah.
Yeah.
Got 3 kids, a
Yeah.
dog, 2 bunnies, a cat, like a
Yeah.
wife. There's
Yeah.
quite a bit to be responsible for. So ideally, same thing. Once I get into a groove with the contract work, the streams are gonna come back. Um, like right now I'm like specific hours. So
Yeah.
once I can do those in wonky hours, the streams will come back online.
So what is your schedule now?
Yeah, so my
But
stream
your
schedule.
stream schedule, yeah.
Yeah, stream schedule is just Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 to 9. That's what's like. I'm gonna guarantee that time.
Yeah.
And ideally, I do 6 to 9 every day, and
Yeah.
then it's potentially different content, right? Like it's definitely gonna be Reborn at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's been again crazy. I can't believe it's already August. Like that.
Telling
This
you,
is what's
man.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
I've almost, this is like 10 months of not having a job. So it's been a good ride. So I would like to continue this ride the longest I can. And picking up contract work is helping to keep
Yeah.
that going. So
Yeah, you hear it now, guys. Is this funny? But sub to Jaseowns. Become a member on Jaseowns' YouTube and
please.
support him any way you possibly can. Because, but I mean, I'm laughing and so are you. But at the same time, like, I look over your right shoulder and I see 3 different web pages of stuff that you've worked on, and I think of 3 different nights that you're set to skip stream. But I also know your YouTube. 31 weeks worth of constant content nonstop. Like, coming from somebody who edits videos, I know the amount of hours that alone puts in, and I can only imagine, because I don't know, but the amount of hours that you've put in the website and stuff, and there's nothing locked behind a paywall. Well, there is like some premium stuff, but it's
support
not
the channel. You get
right.
some additional things, but it's not all locked, like you're saying. Yeah. And I don't want it to turn into that, right? Like that's not, I don't want this to be, again, going back to, it's hard for me to say, hey, like, pay me money. Right? And part of being a successful content creator is like, hey, pay me money, And so that's something I still need to like work on, but
I'm saying it for you. I'm saying it for you. Pay him money. Pay him money.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I just I think back to September last year, and one of the big things is that you were, to toot my own horn again, but you were praising me for the consistency of how often I post, and and I was like, I've got a schedule, you know what I mean, and I just have done well sticking to it. And then it was like the month after that, I was like, guys, I'm taking a break, But anyways, and now I'm looking back over that last year, because it really has. You said 10 months, and it's almost a year now since we last chatted, and it's like after you got through the hump of Christmas, and then your daughter getting sick, and just an unfortunate end of 2024 and beginning, and unfortunate. Like, you've been just kicking ass with content for Ultima Online, and it goes back to what we talked about earlier. I think without a doubt you could have went and played World of Warcraft or EverQuest and just put all that in there and been moderately or successful, but you chose to stick with your passion. And it's the same passion of people that love this game, man. And we all get made fun of because we're playing this 30-year-old wizard game with shitty graphics and a god-awful control system. I mean, it's terrible, but the game is perfect.
Yeah, it's terribly awesome. Yeah.
Yes, the game is perfect, but it's so easy to make fun of. And even people that love this game and will get mad at you for talking crap about it, know what I just said is 100% true about how terrible the game actually is
Yeah.
when it comes to the core game, you know.
The core game. Yeah.
And
Exactly. It is from 1997, you know?
yeah, and I just like you are without a doubt my favorite streamer, content creator outside of myself, obviously.
Yeah.
But because of the fact that you've put so much effort and work into all this, and so I want everybody to support you. I don't want
Thanks, man.
the stream to become a meme, so support the dream, right?
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah.
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 That's what it's about. Yeah. I would love to keep doing it. Even getting like, even if this does not work out full time, I am
Sure.
gonna keep grinding. This is a thing I want to keep doing.
Yeah.
Even if I play a different game here and there, this is something that's very important to me. It's been, again, it's been part of my life since I've been 12 years old, right?
Yeah.
And it's got me where I am today, and it's gonna keep me going. So
UO's kind of like a family member at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah, it ain't going anywhere. Even
One of my favorite memes that's getting posted is that old lady in a walker where it's like, UO is the best game ever, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
grandma, or
yeah,
what,
let's
like,
put
I
you to
can't
bed.
remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Time. You can,
100% me and my kids, right? Like I talk to them all the time, and they're like, you should play Minecraft, like you should play,
Yeah.
like they're telling me other things that are like, you would be way more popular if you did something else, and I'm like,
Yeah.
thanks, children.
I'm telling you. Man, okay. What are some like major content plans that you got coming soon? Whether it's streaming,
Yeah,
videos,
I'm
website.
again, yeah, coming soon. It's all of the things we talked about, right? Like there's a developer roadmap for all the websites that I have. However, I am in the midst of trying to get a game published to Steam. Okay, so it's gonna be a very basic. It's a basic game, but it's gonna be related to like my stream, and it's a clicker game. Okay, it's a clicker idle. Like that's what it's gonna be. That's what I'm kind of focusing on in the background here. So
So like I can be playing that in the background while I'm streaming UO.
yes,
Like I
yes.
can so I can be like playing it, alt tab over and be like, all right, check the Jace clicker. All right, we're
Yeah.
good to go.
It's gonna be, my plan is to have like 2 weeks of it's gonna be 2 weeks of gameplay, right?
Okay.
To beat. And there's gonna be achievements, there's gonna be,
Okay.
the dopamine loop,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be good. I need to set like a release date and a Steam page. Like that's the next thing I'm trying to work on, is making sure that I get the Steam page up and like set an actual release so I can
Yeah.
build some hype around it. Like we're saying with the marketing, if we're launching a UO server, I'm gonna need to do the same thing with my game. So
Can I make one of those real cheesy shorts like that you see for all the idle games, like with the guy, the content creator in the front and the game's in the back?
so hard.
Yeah, like oh my god. Oh, I
Please.
just got the sword of a million. All right, let's buy a shield now.
Yes. I'll send you a pre-release copy, and we can get that set up. So,
Yes.
but yeah. So besides the website content, there is going to be a game on Steam, and that's real. It's happening. So it's just like the UO Addicts website. I said we're launching in February. We're doing that. I just need to pick a date for the game, and then I'll let the community know when it's going to be. So
That's awesome. Okay, so I like to ask these next few questions to everybody. This is, same ones as before. But if you could make a suggestion to, do I want to change this though? No, we'll stick with Outlands first. I'm gonna ask this one twice. But if you could make a suggestion to Outlands and they had to do it, what would it be?
yeah, I get rid of Razor. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It might happen. It might happen. Right?
So I was gonna say, like we've been talking about like what happens if they turn off like Razor scripts, right? Like people ask me that a lot, because I've talked about like their goal is to not have Razor, right?
Right.
And when will that happen? Obviously it's gonna take some time, because Razor is kind of needed to play the game. I'm sorry if you don't think it is, but it definitely helps.
Yeah.
Once they start implementing some more of the quality of life that they've been trying to do over the last 6 months, I can see it potentially eventually one day being turned off.
Yeah.
And
Well, for
so
what it's worth, somebody asked Trink that like 2 months ago or something like that, and his response was, well, they asked how long until it's gone, or how are you doing in removing Razor, and he said moderately far. So it's
yeah,
not like it's going to happen tomorrow. But
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But and again, this is coming from the UO Razor Scripts guy. I would
yeah,
encourage them to keep going, right? Like one of the things I liked about Sagas is they tried to create an
Lua,
assistant inside the game, right?
yeah,
Going back to not needing to download additional stuff, not needing to have multiple browsers open, not needing to like have an additional program to play
yeah,
the game.
yeah. I hate
That's
that.
what I would love to see for UO. Like if they could somehow get Razor integrated into like the actual game, that's
Yeah,
what I would like to see. And again, I think the Sagas one fell a little short in my mind. Like I was hoping for a little bit more than what we got. But you know, some of those quality of life menu options that Trank and the team have been adding to Outlands has been really cool
yeah,
to see. You know?
yeah. I think that's such a big hurdle that any new server is ever like to overcome. It's I think about playing another server and it's like, oh, well, you won't have cooldowns. Oh, well, you won't have a shelf. I mean, maybe you will have a shelf or a version of it, right? But
Yeah.
you won't have just there's so much quality of life,
There,
the
like I mean,
pings now. Like,
even the following and the guard and follow, like even the logic around the pets is
yeah,
amazing. You know,
yeah,
like they've done a great job with a lot of the quality of life. So
yeah,
yeah, the more that they can bring into like why we use Razor into the game, like I would just encourage them to keep doing that, even
yeah.
though it does eat what I do. You know what I mean?
Sure, sure. I mean, I bet there would be a script program in there. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like I didn't play the one button WoW rotation, but they added like you could hit one button to do your DPS, right? Or
Yeah.
or whatever that was.
Hmm.
So they could potentially do something like that at UO where instead of just the macros being like a one and done thing, add a loop function to the in-game macros. And that would actually solve quite a bit of like the training scripts, like where we had to use a book or something on your space bar, right? Like
Yeah.
just adding a loop inside of the classic option. And again, I don't know how possible that is. I'm not a game developer yet.
Sure. Yeah.
The
Yeah. Jace clicker.
yeah, exactly. My clicker game, I'm utilizing like web tech, not like it's a I've learned that you can wrap a website inside of there's a program called Electron and there's another one called Torin, and you're basically publishing your website inside of a executable.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing for my clicker game. I'm kind of cheating. I'm leveraging all the knowledge I know about websites inside of a little executable. So anyway,
Cool. All right. So next question was if you could make a suggestion to, and you pick any server outside of Outlands. Maybe it's Unchained or Reborn. Maybe it's Sagas. Maybe it's retail.
yeah.
And they had to do it. What would it be?
Yeah, I this is just going back to PSA for all the servers, right? Like
Yeah.
marketing, going back to marketing. I'm not a marketer, so I don't have the actual answer for this. But if you're launching anything, getting it in front of more people before it's launched, I think is important, right? Like the new legacy server coming out, right? Like we heard about that a long time,
Oh God,
and
like 8
then
years.
yeah, and
That was too
then
long.
it
That
kind
was
of
too long.
yeah, too long, exactly, and then it kind
Yeah.
of fell off, right?
Yeah.
It's balancing that like
Yeah.
hype versus actual delivery.
Yeah.
And again, I don't have the answer to this because I'm bad at it too. But anybody out there that's interested in like making a server or having a product or wanting to launch something, like that's
Yeah.
something that I think we as a community can either help with or want to know more about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you need some help, reach out. And try to get it in front of people before it's released.
Yeah.
That way you can gauge hype, you can get feedback. So to like Reborn, for example, I'm definitely gonna play. It launched while I was out of town. Rude.
How dare
um,
they? Yeah.
I missed out.
They could add a launch stream from you.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. That's what I was kind of hoping for, another Sagas debacle. Like where things just didn't work out, and it was a lot of fun. So I missed out on that, but yeah, that would be my overall advice. And I know that doesn't really answer your question, but
no, it does. But I mean, they really. I mean, I wish them the best. I really do, because again, the better any UO server does, the better all UO servers do. But I only heard about the Reborn thing just barely, and I read the webpage because I heard about it, and his note and the little developer thing and all that. But outside of that, there was absolutely nothing for it. And that server, I mean, I don't know really too much different what's going on with Reborn, but like Unchained was, when I would watch you and Barely There, I mean, it doesn't look like a bad server at all.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
But no one knows about it. No one knows about it. Like, us talking about it right here is probably more exposure than they've done themselves, unfortunately. And you can't just rely on somebody listening to a 2-hour podcast and hoping that they hear the 48 seconds where we talk about it as their marketing. And maybe there's more, and they're like, fuck you, Pwnstarr. We did this, and this. And I'm like, okay, well, it didn't get out there.
So. Drop it in the comments below so we can all see it. Also, just real quick, the one thing that I also get asked a lot is like, what's your favorite server, or what server, have you played XYZ, right? And I've been approached by multiple servers to like say, hey, can you like play my server on the stream, and we'll like donate. And I haven't really done that. And that's something I was also like asking my stream. As a streamer, I should have some sponsored content, right? And I really haven't yet. Every server that we've played has really been a community driven, like either I wanted to play it or we talked about it as a community and I played it. So at some point there might be some streams where I do the little hashtag ad and play a completely different server that I've never mentioned before. Because I've been asked to do that, and I don't, again, balancing, like, it just seems weird. But I do want other servers to show up. And so again, if you're out there and you need help launching a server, here I am, Jaseowns.
Yeah, I don't think you should feel bad about that at all. I without a doubt think that that's a great thing, especially for your brand and what you've been doing. The bringing attention to all UO servers, both well developed and not, both well advertised and not. That seems to be the talk of today, of like advertise better. But I think they should definitely reach out to you and say, hey, here's some money, do mine. And whether it's like you're gonna do 3 streams for X amount of dollars or whatever. I mean, that's between you and them. But I think that's it. And as you continue to do more of multiple servers, you're gonna be known. You already are, but I mean known as the guy that plays Ultima, and not just Outlands or whatever. Like I saw a comment in Saga's Discord of like, Pwm's never going to leave Outlands because he's 10,000 Prev deep. And I'm just like, I'm like, what? Like, where did that come from? It's just, it's funny to me, for one, just because that's not true. But I mean, I guess I probably have 10,000 Prev worth of items in my house, but I don't know. But even if I did, that would be awesome. But to be able to do that, but it's just funny,
I mean, you are the king of Outlands, okay? I don't even know how to say it, but like you were very like to piggyback on last stream or last interview, right? Like you have been so consistent with the content. You're always on top of like what's happening with the shard. You got to do the
it was so fun.
The reveal of the developer roadmap,
Yeah.
Thanks for following.
Pwnstarr Gaming. That was Mustache Gaming. That's his voice. You remember Mustache?
Yeah, is it really?
Yeah, that's
Nice.
his voice. I was like, you have like the best WWF announcer voice ever. Will you say thank you for following Pwnstarr Gaming and send it to me?
Nice.
And I made that my follow notification. So
That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, no, like again, congratulations on that.
yeah.
I inspire to continue to do content, and you're one of those people that like, made me like feel like, hey, yeah, I can do this, right? And so thanks for doing what you do. Thanks for doing this podcast.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. What of course, man. Yeah. I don't know, man. I love Outlands. What can I say? And
Yeah.
but I also really enjoy watching you play the other servers. That's just cool to me. Because I mean, look, dude, I say it all the time. I like UO in general, and you playing the other servers kind of lets me play it by watching you play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll
Without
play it for
actually having,
everybody.
yeah, without
Yeah.
actually having to, take away from what I'm doing to play it. I know that sounds bad, but I mean that's the reality of it for me. Is that
Yeah.
I get to watch you play it. I get to learn about another UO server, and who knows, man? Maybe I might be like, dude, I want to play that one, and then I start playing over there. But who knows? Yeah,
I was like, oh, we heard it here first.
yeah,
Switching servers.
yeah. But I mean, it's a real thing, man. So,
Yeah.
what other games are you excited about? League of
Uh,
Legends.
well, I
Can't
mean,
pick that one. Can't pick Jace
yeah,
Clicker. And
we,
yeah,
we I'm pretty sure we talked about Pantheon last time because Pantheon just got like pre-released to Steam, and I
yeah,
was so excited about Pantheon, and I was playing with my group of friends, and I was streaming it a little bit, and it was
yeah,
like it was awesome, and
yeah,
then we all just kind of fell off. Like we hit like the content cap of like the pre-release, and
yeah,
then like the patches that they put out kind of just changed, like didn't, you know what I mean? Like it just
yeah,
kind of, and I follow it on Reddit, and it's like every month the numbers like go down. And I was really hoping that Pantheon would be better than where it is right now.
yeah.
And I still have hope for it, but it's kind of like it's might be like dead on arrival.
Yeah, so it's a funny concept, right? Because all this whole podcast, we've been talking about market your games. You got to
Yeah,
market your games before they come out. Pantheon marketed their game a little bit longer than normal, but they marketed their game, right?
yeah,
And then early access came out, and yes, it's early access. The game's not finished. I can understand that. You can probably understand that. But it like I wasn't playing Pantheon, but I already, and tell me if I'm wrong, but was chat probably saying like, "Oh my god, there's nothing to do. This game is terrible." And then a lot of people are like, "Dude, the game's not out yet." You know?
yeah.
At
Oh
the
yeah,
same time, they did early access, got some headway, and it's just been like silent for a very long time now. And I personally, if I would have played that pre early access, would have got to level 45 or whatever the cap was, and then I would have felt like I played the game. And then when they're like, "Hey, we added 10 more levels," I would have been like, "Yeah, cool, whatever."
yeah. No, again, that's kind of what happened. And
Yeah,
the guy that's run it, like Joppa, he's, there's all sorts of drama around any game, right? There's
yeah,
sort of drama around this guy in the community, and
yeah,
like GMs were helping people get gear, and it's like, um, there's so it got so negative, right? And then their patches kind of like changed how items worked, and then it's like, what are you trying to do? Are we trying to like actually finish the game, or are you just like throwing spaghetti at the wall? You know what I
yeah,
mean? And so I think that's kind of where I've kind of, not that I've lost hope because I still want the game to succeed, but
yeah,
it's like they're just kind of spinning in a circle, right? And so to your point, people want the content to work and have something to work towards,
yeah,
and it needs to be engaging. It can't just be here's another level cap, right?
yeah,
It needs to be some reason to check out and play.
yeah,
And so they did do one patch that made me attempt to like reinstall it, but not enough to actually do it. You know what I mean? Like a hover over the button, like, oh, update, and then
yeah.
I just haven't. So that would be the game that I would like to be better.
Yeah. Have you, because it's the same genre, like same kind of EverQuest, kind of, new age
EverQuest 5.
EverQuesting. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Monsters in Mayhem, I think is what it's called. Primus was playing it.
Yeah. Monsters and Memories. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
looked at that at all?
I played that the first playtest, so that
Okay.
was probably like 8 months ago. So
Yeah.
I was watching Primus play the most recent like week that there was it was out.
Yeah.
But I'm I again, I want to be more hyped for Pantheon. Probably, I also backed Pantheon like 10 years ago or whatever. Like I think it might have been 20. Was it 2015, 2016?
Uh-huh.
I dropped like the early like Founders Pass because I was like, oh man, new EverQuest, like this is gonna be so cool. And so I partly want Pantheon to succeed just because I'm like the early adopter of it.
Yeah.
But Monsters and Memories probably looks more fun slash I don't want to say it's polished because it's still like way early too.
Yeah.
But the gameplay loop looked good on Monsters and Memories. So
Cool.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Check that one out too.
Yep. Well, and then the last one, who should be the next guest on the Pwncast, episode 30? Wow.
Great question. I last time I said Owen, like I wanted you to get Owen on here. You kind of got Owen a little bit.
Didn't count. Didn't count. Didn't
Okay, no,
count.
I still want Owen to be on the
Yeah. Yeah.
I still
You-
want Owen to be on the thing because again, it would be cool to hear, and maybe he wouldn't answer those questions, but like the behind the scenes of running a shard and like
yeah.
knowing. Again, I don't need to know full details about money, but one of the questions I really have for him is like, is it a full-time gig for any of them? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's just a question I got. I would love to hear it live on a podcast. And then also just a little bit more about like the infrastructure, how they got started, and did they think it would be as big as it is now? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
obviously we all have a dream of a game and having millions of people play our game. And I was curious from is this where they thought it would be, or is it like way higher? Is it lower? Is it just enough? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
like interesting little questions I hope you could ask him if he was on. So
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, the amount of hours that him and the rest of the team put into this project or whatever, business, whatever it is,
yeah.
um, it has changed the trajectory of their day-to-day life. You know what I mean? And it's just it's a crazy thought to think about because if it's way more successful than what they thought it would be, well then that means they're having to put more time than they thought they would have to.
Yeah.
And it's been 7 years, right? Since it
Yeah,
came
have you
out, something
played?
like
Did
that.
you play it since the beginning? Because I
Mhm.
started in 2021,
Okay.
so January 2021.
I don't know the month, but it was after Cavernum release and before OS. It's called 3 now, but OS 4 released. Like it was in between there somewhere.
Okay,
Um, eh, I think I started a couple months. Yeah, I don't really know, but
you
I
know for
I
sure.
I
Okay,
haven't played the whole time. It's been like 6 years and some change. It had been out a couple months.
yeah, okay. So you weren't there at the beginning.
No, but I really, and this is where, I will say that I think it's really cool, like when new servers come out. Like I love hearing those stories of, the this this is what we did, so like getting people on the podcast that were here at launch and like tell me your launch story, and like Mary Ruthless, she gave me hers, like because we were in a guild together on UO Forever, and then a lot of those people went to Outlands,
Yeah,
and they had this huge plan of what they were going to do, and then right before launch one of those people said fuck you guys and did their own thing, and then they just continued with that same plan. And I don't know, it's really cool hearing those stories. And then like you earlier talking about on Sagas, like I found this lumberjack that didn't fight back, and then I posted it in the Discord, and now everybody's fighting for this lumberjack that doesn't fight back. And like those are really cool stories to me. They're very interesting. So yeah, I like hearing about those a lot. And it'd be
yeah,
cool to see Owen's perspective of the launch of Outlands and
Exactly.
the crazy bullshit that he dealt with.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that I don't know if it was Outlands that crashed, but there's some server that crashed because someone used a halberd on a tree, right? And that would crash the server. I don't know if it's Outlands, but I've heard that on a lot of servers. And like whenever a server goes down, they're like, oh, someone used a halberd on a tree.
Okay,
and so I don't know if that's I don't know if that's Outlands related or if some other server. But that's been a running joke like I've seen in multiple Discords when a shard goes down.
Real quick, because we didn't cover it. Are you selling merch now?
Yeah, yes, no. I'm yes, no. There's a wait list. It's
okay.
I had a bunch of UO merch like ready to go. As a matter of fact, there's like a cup back here that's illegal, you know?
Okay.
I have a couple shirts that are illegal because they're not supposed to be. So I had all this prepped, and then that's when I was like, okay, maybe I should find out if I can actually do this for real.
Okay.
So yes, I do have a store. It's coming through Fourth Wall, but it's not officially launched yet.
Yeah, I'm about to switch mine from Teespring to Fourth Wall, actually. Teespring's been having a shipping error. Now, I've only had 2 people reach out to me and mention it, but I'm sure there's more, and they just haven't said anything. But like, man, this one girl, she bought a UO ghost shirt. It was 8 months before it came. And then we've got another guy. He bought it was another ghost shirt, but it was my emote, and he was like, "Yeah, I bought this back in April," and I'm like, you know, and then I go to Teespring's Reddit, and people are just fuming because of these issues, and you know, again, that's only 2 people out of. I mean, my merch does okay, but but still. That's 2 people that have reached out, and you know how that works. You know?
That means there's 100 that didn't.
yeah. And I'm not the one running Teespring, but I'm obviously the bad guy in that situation, even though I'm not. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah, because you're gonna need to like figure out why it's your merch, but it's not. You know?
Yeah. And what I do is I reach out to customer service, and they're just like, it's on its way, and I'm just like, okay, like I can't really do anything else, you know.
So Fourth Wall is my shop, and again, it's gonna be shop.jaseowns.com. That's the URL. There's a coming soon thing there, but same thing. Need to market that. Have a little launch party. There's a lot to do.
Your Jaseowns, because I always wear black on my stream, right?
Yeah.
Like I want that shirt. Like I want you wear the Pwnstarr shirt. I want to wear the Jaseowns.
Wifebot made this, so this is a Wifebot design. So.
Well, I'm driving. I'm driving down for a couple hours. Pick one up soon, then, man.
Exactly. Yeah. It'll be Fourth Wall.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I'll be your first customer when it launches. So.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. Well, hey, man. I know you've got about 20 minutes till you need to start streaming. So I hope I didn't wear you out too much, man. But I really do appreciate you. You know. Being the 29th guest, 29th episode, because this is your third time here. You know, technically this is the 30th episode, because episode 0 you were
0.
on.
Yeah, programming through. The length of this array is 30. So congrats.
Yeah. So technically you are the 30th episode. So, but episode 29. But dude, thank you for being on here, and then also just everything that you've done for the Outlands community. And like I said, man, yeah. I copy paste those scripts, man. So just like everybody else.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, Pwnstarr Gaming out.